All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We're going to get this council session going, and before I start, I just want to mention that if you guys haven't been here before and you want to address the council or talk about anything, there's 5x7 kind of tannish colored cards up at the podium. Fill it out with your name and pertinent information and hand it to the city recorder, Jolene, up here at the desk. And there'll be two opportunities to speak to us. So, with that, I am calling to order the Common Council for the City of Gladstone special meeting December 16th, 2015. It's now 5 p.m. Jolene, can you do the roll call, please?
Councilor Sickman?
Here.
Councilor Mercero?
Here.
Councilor Johnson?
Here.
Councilor Turner? Here. Councilor McMahon is absent. Councilor Reisner?
Here.
Mayor Jacob Ellis?
Here. If you'll join me, please, for a Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any agenda additions or corrections?
No, sir. Are we going to talk about press releases somewhere? Should that be an agenda item or just business from the council?
Business from the council.
All right, because I sent those around for review.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Looked like we're a little late.
Yeah, at least as far as Raymond's concerned, he's right on the ball. But there are some other news agencies.
We've got some people filling out cards, so we're going to wait just a minute.
Got one here.
I already have one, so we can start.
Okay, we could get started. Okay, business from the audience then.
So would Nancy Eichstadt please come up?
I'm sorry?
Ms. Eichstadt.
Oh.
Nancy Eichstead, 665 Barbary Place, Gladstone.
I'll join Nancy.
This is John.
I'm her husband.
Congratulations on your plans to upgrade the City Hall and police station. These are much-needed facilities, and Gladstone is long overdue for these improvements. What you've not said to us is that to accomplish these projects, you need to sell or mine the Gladstone Nature Park. Ballot language was carefully crafted, and an argument in favor explained no parkland would be sold, but we all know that that's not true. We all know there's only one piece of property in Gladstone worth millions that can fund your projects. In 2000, the Gladstone Nature Park was acquired by the city to avoid what would be an environmental atrocity. The council at that time had the foresight to designate it for a library and city park, thus avoiding logging, blasting, rock crushing, and 700,000 dump truck loads traveling on our streets. Many of us remember that fight, and we don't want to go there again. Gladstone Nature Park is the only park on our side of town. It's used by neighbors, dog walkers, the mayor, I've seen you up there, middle school kids going up to Cracksburger. Special needs daycare center is adjacent to the park, and the Somerset Lodge residents use it. Even though the city has sorely neglected it, it's well used. In the last 15 years, the city's population has increased by 10%. Soon 100 new apartments will be completed just next door in the adjacent land. If you destroy that park, where are those kids going to go to play? No Gladstone Park should ever be used to fund city projects. I'm going to say that again. No Gladstone Park should ever be used to fund city projects, whatever comes up. There will always be more city projects in need of money, but cashing out the parks to pay for this is a slippery slope. Where would this council, or even the next council, stop? We are the temporary custodians of this land. What we do now matters not only to us and our neighbors, but also to future generations. The Gladstone Nature Park is the last parcel of natural land in town. Once it's gone forever. Please don't destroy the Gladstone Nature Park.
She said pretty much everything I have to say.
Thank you.
We really value that park,
Thank-
especially since it's the only one in our area. We don't have any other resources. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's John Eichstead.
Oh,
Lisa Halcomb?
Hello, I'm Lisa Halcomb. I live over at 465 Portland Avenue, Gladstone, Oregon. And my question is about the City Hall Library. I understand it might be going right here, and I want to know where the parking is going to go for that building. Like what you guys decided for parking. So my official question is, where's the parking lot going to go? Thank you.
Okay.
That's all.
that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, hang tight. You might get an answer to your question. Okay. Consent agenda, there is none. We don't have any correspondence tonight. Down to the regular agenda items. Item number 1, resolution number 1068, authorizing the approval of the employment contract for the new city administrator, Eric Swanson. Ross, do you have anything to add?
All I would add is you guys got this, I think, what was it, 1204 or 1214?
1214.
1214 via email. It hasn't changed with what you see in front of you right now. As far as I just checked with our legal firm about 5 minutes ago, and this is the contract unless you guys have changes to it this evening. So with that, enjoy.
Would you like a motion, Mayor?
I would entertain a motion.
I move that we pass resolution number 1068.
Second?
Motion was made by Councilor Johnson and was seconded by Councilor Reisner. Discussion?
I have a couple of questions just for clarification. On page 4, it would be on F and on H. It talks about 24 hours of vacation and 24 hours of sick leave that we're basically going to put in the bank immediately. And then it goes on to, and then they will accrue at whatever is consistent with the provisions of the city's most current personnel handbook. Just for clarification, is this 24 hours something that we're putting in and then they will accrue towards that? Or is this 24 hours just we're giving it to them and then they will accrue over and above that?
I believe the Prothman recommendation was 24 hours, and then they'll accrue above and beyond. So if he comes in tomorrow, he's got 24 hours, and then next month, 20, it's like 6.4 or something like that, so he'd have 30 next month if he doesn't use any. But,
Okay.
And that also helps with his transition up here if he's got to take a day off to do whatever, so.
Yeah, I just wanted, it wasn't clear to me, and so I just wanted to clarify that. And that's the only thing I had on it.
Okay.
Question on the same page, item D. I'm not sure I understand administrative leave. Does this mean that there will be no comp time, or is this in addition to comp time, or is it not even related to comp time?
I don't know. To tell you the truth, that may take more clarification, but generally the way it works amongst us city administrators is you get an additional 40 hours off, and you don't keep a bank of comp time. It doesn't mean that if, you work late Tuesday night at a council meeting, you can't come in at 9 the next morning. That's pretty regular, but the fact that you go to a lot of meetings and all that sort of stuff, then generally you get that extra 40 hours to make up for it.
Okay. And that is over the 2-year term of the agreement?
I think that's a point that could be clarified. Generally, that's in a year.
Okay,
That's an annual.
all right.
The way it reads now, it's for the term, so it would be
Oh,
for 2
okay.
years.
2 years.
40 for the,
That's
if
what
it's
it
for the
says.
term, then it's for the 2 years.
Right.
Okay.
Anything else? Any other discussion?
No.
Okay, so we had the motion, it was seconded, we had the discussion, so all in favor of passing resolution number 1068, authorizing the approval of the employment contract for the city administrator, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, resolution 1068 is passed. Item number 2, resolution number 1069, authorizing staff to begin a project to construct a library/city hall on 525 Portland Avenue and a plan for a new police station. Anything to add there, Russ?
No, sir. I wrote this last week, kind of wanting to make sure I got the salient facts down. Certainly would welcome any comments or other things that need to be in this resolution. And I know you haven't had that long to take a look at it, but...
We've had quite a bit of discussion about Clackamas County and funding. Is the second whereas sufficient to compel Clackamas County to make sure that they pay what they have agreed to?
I don't know how you could word anything more. I mean, they've have authorized funds sufficient to build the library to service both, and that's a 13,500 square foot library, so
Just want to make sure that we actually do get that, so.
Okay.
That would be my comment.
Well, it's on the record now as this was passed.
There
so.
you go.
Yep.
Would you like a motion?
I would like a motion.
I make a motion that we approve resolution number 1069.
Second. Okay, resolution was made by Councilor Johnson, was seconded by Councilor Mercero. Discussion?
One question. You just mentioned the library needs to be 13,500 square feet, is that
Yes.
correct?
I think it was either 13 or 13.5. I don't have them.
It says 13,000.
Okay,
That's
13.
correct then?
Yep.
13 is correct from the ballot measure.
Yep.
I'm sure that's
Yes.
it's 13 to 16 was the ballot measure language, and so this is saying at least 13,000. Yeah.
Sorry.
Just wanted to clarify.
Perfect.
Thank
The only thing I'll add is maybe just to not to get too deep into it, but yeah, the preliminary discussions about site location, every one of them had a parking component attached to it. I can't tell you it's going to be A, B, or C, but there is a sufficient amount of parking to accommodate the City Hall Library and its needs, and more than we have now. And I don't know if I can say anything more than that.
Well, I don't think it's not a secret. I mean, you're going to have to reconfigure the way the street's parked right now. You've got the old library site, which is slated to come down, and that will be parking. And we've actually looked at a couple of other empty lots around. So I think council has agreed that all of those things are on the table, and we'll need professional help to really get that parking correct. But
We always need professional help.
Along with citizen input.
oh, definitely. Yeah.
And then assuming that there's still a possibility that the corner could be demolished,
There are
400 East Block Portland Avenue, where my shop is.
There are a lot of details yet to be put around this. This is a starting point, and nobody's going to have that kind of an answer tonight.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be part of the resolution?
No, I mean, those specifics are not anywhere, they have nothing to do with this resolution. This is a starting point, nothing more. There are a lot of details, and I suspect there will be citizen input one way or another. Some sort of advisory committee is what would be traditional, and probably a lot of other things that I don't know about. I mean, when we say we need professional help, we're going to have engineers and architects and all kinds of other folks start to dig into this. This is just literally the very beginning. Train's leaving the station, but we don't know how it's all going to get there.
If I may, preliminary timeline, you won't start construction on this, if you're lucky, until summer of 2017.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff to be done.
It takes time.
What would you guys do?
Come to the microphone and give your name and address, please, if you're going to ask a question. Thank you.
I guess we're this far into it, we'll just leave it go for a minute.
I think this is just a general question. Chris Lodolini, 125 West Berkeley. What will you guys do temporarily? If you're going to build it here, you've obviously got to temporarily move. So what would you do for temporary facilities?
There's a whole bunch of different plans on the table, trailers, buildings. I mean, again, those kind of drilled down details, we got to get started.
Yeah.
And those things will be worked out. We've already got some preliminary numbers as to what that would cost and what that would cost, but that's ultimately not the decision tonight.
Okay. I guess I would just want to voice my opinion that we want to make sure we don't destroy the downtown and demolish businesses. I want to make sure that's known.
We are, yeah. Thank you. All right. I'm sorry, folks, and rather than open this up, this is just a resolution, and we kind of went a little far afield, but that's okay. So this is really for our discussion. We've had the motion, it was seconded, and our discussion, is there any further discussion on this topic? Okay. So, all in favor of passing resolution number 1069, authorizing the staff to begin the project to construct a library/city hall at 525 Portland Avenue and a plan for a new police station, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, resolution 1069 is passed.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
a question. Now that this has been passed, is the information, documents, and stuff that's been viewed by us to get us to this point in executive session, can that become public record? So
I think that's a question for our legal
Okay.
counsel. I would say possibly anything having to do with this site, but anything that would compare it to the other sites that we reviewed would be off limits, I think, because that's still under the cloak of executive
right.
session. But let me get a response from our attorney, and I'll send you that out.
If there was that kind of information, it just might give the public a little better idea of how we come to the decision we just made.
Okay?
Okay, item number 3 on the agenda, resolution number 1070, designated U.S. National Association as a city-designated depository and authorizing certain city officials to withdraw funds.
Your Honor, that's just housekeeping pretty much as we change command with Eric Swanson coming on board and me leaving.
1070, 1070.
I move that we adopt Resolution 1070.
Second.
Okay, motion was made by Councilor Reisner to adopt Resolution 1070, seconded by Councilor Turner. Discussion? Okay, all in favor of passing Resolution 1070, say aye. Aye. All opposed? No? Okay, Resolution 1070 is passed. Another housekeeping item, item number 4, Resolution number 1071, a resolution authorizing certain city officials to withdraw/transfer funds from the Oregon State Treasury on behalf of the city.
Again, I move that we adopt the Resolution 1071.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilor Reisner to adopt Resolution number 1071, seconded by Councilor Sickman. Yes?
Yes.
Discussion?
Yes. It doesn't say anything about requiring 2 signatures. On the other ones we're looking at this evening, they both point out 2 signatures required. Is there some reason why on the Oregon State Depository we don't need that?
I can't answer.
Can I answer that?
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't want to step on...
Go for it.
Okay, so, the first resolution is we're writing checks, sending out to vendors, whatever. This is just an intergovernmental fund that the state holds on to. We get interest. So the list there is of people that can transfer those funds from the state into the city funds. So they're not...
It's a direct transfer.
Right. So it's not being sent off elsewhere.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor of passing Resolution 1071, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. Resolution 1071 has been passed. Down to Resolution number 1072, which is approval of contract modifications to the interim city administrator's contract. So basically not much more to say.
Nope.
Ross is leaving us, and he's agreed to stay on as needed at an hourly rate rather than staying for months at a time, so.
My contract does expire no matter what, December 31st.
Right.
So at that point, I'll talk to Eric. If there's another contract in the offing, then we'll address it in January's council.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve that contract modification.
Motion to approve Resolution 1072, a resolution authorizing modification to interim city manager contract for Ross Schultz.
Second.
All right, motion was made by Councilor Sickman, was seconded by Councilor Johnson. Any discussion?
Sad to see you go.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor of passing Resolution 1062, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, you're off the hook.
Thank you very much.
Let's see. Okay, let's do business from the audience again, if we have any second takers.
It's not on the agenda, but your choice, Your Honor.
Any takers? Everybody said their piece? All right. Let's do business from the council, and then we'll adjourn and go to the urban renewal meeting. Any business from the council, Neil?
Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Starting off.
Steve?
We've had a very busy year this year. First of all, before I start that, we were going to talk about press releases. Are we going to approve or by consensus allow the city to put out press releases, the ones that I had written? Do we have, I think it's a good idea. I mean, you saw the email. Are we good with that?
Mm-hmm. I'm good.
All right. So
am I.
Your council has been busy this year. I mean, we've got more work to do. We've been very active, and I think that we need to continue in our spirit of looking outward and looking towards what we can do best to serve our community, and to be very cautious about getting distracted or looking the wrong direction. We've still got a lot of work to do. Along those lines, I think that the council should consider taking a well-deserved break, and should come back at this again on January 12th, having spent the holidays with family and friends and rested and relaxed. And I'm hoping that will be the case. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you again next year. And again, I would like to wish everyone in the audience, our community, and our city council Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.
Mr. Tom.
Just to follow up on Steve's comments regarding everybody have a nice holiday. So, thank you.
Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Okay, I really, all I wanted to talk about real quick was I met today with Ross for a short period of time, and Jenny Lipscomb and the people from Metro regarding our downtown revitalization grant, some of their ground rules, what they'd like to see, and start developing a timeline to get that kicked off. Jenny Lipscomb. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for me. Jenny L., how's that? Jenny is going to be our contractor or owner's rep, and she's going to kind of run that program. And she's first order of business to put out RFQs for consultants to work on the plan itself. She's looking at the old streetscape we had done back in whenever it was, 2009 or 2008. And so the timeline should be 6 to 9 months before its completion, somewhere in that. We're aiming for 6. She's aiming for 6. Metro says that, no problem whenever you want to get it done. So that's kicking off, and that should tie in pretty well with the urban renewal committee that we put out the application process for. They should work hand in hand and get that process started. So, looking forward to that.
If I could follow on to that, Your Honor, I met with Metro at the same time on a grant to rebuild the bridge that went between Oregon City and Gladstone. It's a $225,000 grant, federal funds via ODOT by Metro. And it's a $23,000 match from us for that grant. And the timeline for that, if we see results in the next year and a half, we'll be lucky, I guess. Working with ODOT is nowhere as easy as working with Metro in terms of spending the dollars. So if we get a notice to proceed by October of 2016, that will be really cooking on that grant. But just wanted to give you guys that update. At least it's moving forward.
So that's still percolating?
Yes.
All right.
Yep, that'll take a while.
And other than that, I just, same as everybody else, say, thanks for coming. Love seeing you guys.
Yeah.
Really, makes a difference. I mean, talk to an empty room, it doesn't matter. And everybody have a great holiday, and we'll see you after the first year. You're welcome to stay. We're just going to adjourn and go to urban renewal meeting. Nothing special, but thanks again. This meeting is adjourned.